What up, guys? So we did not put out a video last weekend, as some of you have noticed. We were kind of dealing with that whole Hurricane Debbie tropical storm thing. We got the outer bands, but we didn't actually get the full force, so I'm grateful for that. But what we did get done last weekend was repainted the hood, cleared the hood, and then way back there is the trunk that I re-cleared. I did wet sand and buff the hood out, so that's all done. I didn't want to make it a full video, like I said, on just that, because you've been seeing me do all that for like the last, I don't know, many videos. So, but I will put in a little clip right here about it. That's the clip. So today I'm waiting for the glass guy. The glass guy was supposed to come out last weekend, but with what was going on, he didn't make it out, but he's supposed to be out today. We're gonna put the new windshield in, or he's gonna put the new windshield in and the back glass. So right now I still have it all covered up, so when he does get here we can just unwrap it, he can do his thing, and then that'll be it for that. So what I'll be working on is, this is the quarter glass window for the passenger side. So what I want to do is I want to kind of button up the glass on the passenger side. You know, the little weather stripping guys that go in the quarter glass. Well, actually it's the other piece for the passenger side, but you get the idea. And then the new seals for the quarter glass. Right there. So what I'm seeing is that you would use, like, you would pull that chrome piece off. I got to clean the windows, and then put the piece back on with the new rubber piece, and that they go back on with like a butyl rubber. You know, like you would smush the butyl rubber, then you push the chrome on it, and that's what holds it onto the glass, and then that's what causes it not to leak. I don't think I have any butyl rubber here. I may have a roll of it. When I was doing something a long time ago, I have to go look in our other shed out back where I have stuff like that. If not, that's why I'm doing this now, so when the glass guy comes here, he may have something that maybe I can buy off him. So I can do these. I mean, I'm going to show him what I got going on, and then maybe he knows more of what to put in there, whether it be like the 3M window weld, which is basically what you would put the glass in, like along the windshields and stuff. It's that stuff they go through a gun. That's how these windows are going to be put in. But if he tells me that those is better than a butyl rubber, then I'll see if I can maybe get a tube off him. I don't know. But so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of set you up over here. A lot of this is probably going to be time lapse because you know, cleaning a window isn't too exciting to watch, but once I get into the more of the nuts and bolts of putting things together, we'll come back and do that. So that is what we're going to do today. So now we're in the process of putting her all back together, and so let me set you up here, voila, and then I'll start cleaning it all up. We'll be back. Alright guys, so to get this rubber piece out, it's supposed to slide out. Actually, it's supposed to slide this way out, because the new one slides right up. But with it being so old and crusty, I mean, this is 1968 stuff right here. So what people have been recommending, or what I'm seeing, is that you put a little like WD-40 down in the groove there, and you should start breaking it free. This, on the other hand, is not, but there's a little channel inside here that you don't want to mess up, right? So the whole key, and the new piece doesn't have a metal tab. So this metal tab is part of this plastic piece on the original, whereas the new ones, it just goes on and clips into place. So I'm just WD-40ing this and then giving it a minute to soak in along that whole thing. Actually, I use PB Blaster, I don't have WD-40. And then what I'll do is once that starts coming free, we'll bring it back. Let me show you what I come up with. So I'm putting it in the vise, and then I'm just sliding it out. And there we go. Alrighty guys, so the glass company just left. We got the windshield all in, that's a brand new windshield right there. And then put in the tabs for it. So everything up here fits as it should. Which is pretty good considering I had to rebuild all that. And then in the back, there's the back glass. And again, it fits. And you know, since I had to rebuild all that, this is the first time test fitting the glass in after I did all that. So these little pads right here was just something to hold it so it wouldn't slide down. So once this all sets up, probably tomorrow, pull those out and then put the chrome all in. He said to wait until tomorrow to pop the chrome in, because he says if this is actually super fast urethane, if that gets all over the molding things, it creates a mess. So he did not recommend doing it today. He says obviously if I wanted to drive it, it'd be about an hour and I could drive it. I'm not driving it. It's alright. So let me put you back up here. So anyway, so he just left. He got here about, I don't know, 10:30, and it's 12:30 now, I think. Yeah, 12:30 now. It's okay, the owner stopped by, wanted to watch him put it in. So I'm not saying that slowed things down, but you know, owner with questions, just looking, talking, that kind of thing, I get it. Okay, so back on the quarter glass windows. The gentleman gave me a tube of the super fast urethane stuff, adhesive. It's by DuPont. Oops. So that's what he gave me, and he said once I open this up, I have about 4 days to use it on. So I'm just not doing the passenger side quarter glass. I'm also doing the driver side quarter glass for these pieces right here, because I'm going to run a bead in there, and he highly recommends doing the bead with this. And then let me show you over there. So over there, I know it seems like I'm going all over the place here, but kind of lost half a day with this glass stuff. That's okay. So over here, I cleaned up the glass. We got it to work again. So now, all the way up and all the way down. So this side I'm not taking out. I cleaned it all up while I was in. That side I had to take out because of that roller issue. But I still have to. This is just, in there is just kind of like shot with some PB Blaster just to kind of loosen up the stuff that was going on. Then I'm going to clean that off, and then I'm going to put like white lithium grease on the rollers in there, and then be done with it. So this piece that goes right here, it attaches to this, and then the piece slides in from the bottom, just like that. So these are the only two pieces that it requires. This urethane stuff. Everything else that I have is just kind of like a press fit or clips in or something of that nature. So, but what I am going to do is I'm going to stick this quarter glass back into the passenger side and get that all working again, because with how the roll cage is and how to try to get it all in, this kind of stuff kind of hung up a little bit, coming in and out. So, and I can put these on with the car, with the glass sitting in its area. So give me a second. I'm going to put that all back together on this side, make sure it all works. It's hard to get the camera in there to show you how I'm putting it all back together, but when you look back at the one video of me taking that one out, it's just in reverse order, right? So I am going to be sticking that. I'm going to weasel myself behind there, and we're going to stick it all back together. All right, guys. So I think once we get everything together, meaning like all the weather stripping along here and above the top, and get the other door. I'm not going to put this panel on yet, just in case I got to adjust all that. So this one up here, adjust the height in the back from going up. This right here is another one that adjusts that. This one doesn't seem to actually hit on anything on both sides, so I'm thinking that's maybe down. And then this one is also for down, right? So right now I have these inside, these two inside ones. They had witness marks on the inside. I have them in the same spot, but for some reason I think the glass needs to go back like about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch from looking up here. But anyway, from a window that wouldn't roll up and down, now it does. So I sprayed all in here. This is the stuff I use. And as soon as I put that on there, oh, golden, golden. It did exactly as it's supposed to. So, and then rolling it up, right back up. I only got 2 of these door handles for the front. I don't have any for the back yet. I don't know if he's gonna get another set, but anyway. And this, I did the same thing. I sprayed all in there. And now we have fully operational quarter glass windows. Yay! Okay, so now I'm gonna put the moldings, the outside weather strip moldings on. You can see, maybe you can, right there's a hole for the screw, and then these are for the clips that come down in. But I'm gonna clean up the windows again from this liquid lubricating oil stuff, clean both the windows up, and then we'll start getting those on. Just a quick little inside the cabin here kind of thing. All right, be right back. So here's the sweep for the quarter glass. As you can see, it's already got, and then a hole back here, and then these little guys go inside those slots that I showed you just a second ago. This is not going to be easy to show you how this pops in, but yeah, I'll do the best I can. But just know that these guys go into those little slot holes that I showed you a minute ago, and then you put 2 screws on each side to hold it into place. This up here was a little bent, maybe in shipping, a little bit more than what it should have been, but I test fitted it, that's how I knew. But anyway, so I'm just going to pop these in, and then you just peel that back, and then you can pop in this. now I'm going to get caught up on the other side, and then we'll glue in those pieces. So we got this side in. This one went in much better, and it is flush with this. That one on that side is off by about 1/8 of an inch back, but I'm not going to split hairs on that. So let's finally get these pieces put in. Alright guys, so we got those window welded into place with that stuff. Now let's work on these vent windows. I have never done this style of vent window. I did the ones on my truck because I had to replace that one glass piece because it broke, but it's nothing like this. So I'm figuring this out as I go, but it can't be too hard, right? I mean, piece of glass, I got to get that rubber seal out. So the kit comes with this piece. It goes right there. This piece that goes around there. And then this piece right here actually replaces that entire run. So I'll show you. So this is the run that's in there now. Pretty big, but this right here replaces it. So there's a screw up there. So up in this area there's a screw, and then those are the tabs you have to push through to get this piece out, right? And in order to get the glass out, there's a, once we get into this, I'll show you just before I take it out. But as of right now, there's just 2 screws right here that I have to get out, right there. That in order to separate this, right? And then on this little latch here, on that little latch right there, oops, there's a small keyway. So you have to actually spin the glass. So the keyway, see that? It matches right up. And then it'll slide out once you get it all apart. Okay. So I'm going to try my best here to record this, but I'm working on the vent windows. So with the front here, so the so the vent window like that, it actually has little clips that you can't get to. So you have to pop this off
And supposedly you're supposed to reuse those clips. See it right there? And those are the clips. 1968 that had to put these damn clips on this thing. So what you have to do is straighten them out. And that's the easy part. Alright. You gotta straighten them out. And then these little circle, the little clip right here and here, you have to straighten those out in order to slide it right there, and then you have to crimp them on both sides. Crazy. All right, this is going to be a minute. So I had to redo them. And when I put it on, it's for the left side, and I am doing the right side, and it makes a difference because of that big fatty right there, how it slides into the channel. So I pulled them off that one, and I put them on this one. All right. So that's the new glass run channel. So this has the metal one in. You actually remove that. That's the only thing I can figure out because it will not fit in there. So there's actually nothing really about 442s in general out there on the net. So, but this is just put on with 2 pop rivets. So I'm going to drill out the 2 pop rivets, slide that piece in, and then there's a little screw that I put in first to kind of hold it together. That screw holds the top part. And what I did is I just sprayed glass cleaner, spray away, inside this channel, like that. And then I sprayed some on this molding, and then it just slides right up. So give me 1 second. Not too shabby. So we got the glass in. I'm going to finish adjusting it once I get the door glass in and weather stripping that goes up in here that I have. But you know, it wasn't working, so now it is working. Look at that. And same with the other side, it was all jabbled up, so we got that one fixed. So as far as this door goes, so this mechanism right here is for the vent window. So I actually went to put the vent window in, and I went to put in the vent window and the glass, and there's a specific way you have to do that. You know, you put the glass in, and then you get it on the little rail, because it has a scissors action. And then you put the vent window in, and then when you roll up the window, you move the vent window in it to keep it in its place, so to speak. But the problem is that this doesn't actually open and close the vent window anymore. It gets so far, and it's real hard, and then it just spins. But it doesn't actually move the vent window. So I'm gonna try to grab onto it and wiggle it. Maybe it just needs to catch on the gear. But yeah, I sprayed it all down with Looby Dooby to get it all, but this whole thing is kind of loose, and when you turn it, you feel this whole thing kind of move, then it stops and then spins freely. So this has to get fixed before I can put the glass all in this side. But over here, so what I did instead, I caught up the driver's side vent window with the passenger side. So we are all like brand new. I actually scuffed down this the black raw metal part, knocked off the rust, scuffed it up, and then just put a coat of black on there, just to kind of clean it up a little. And then this won't stay open or shut because it needs to be in the door with that little cranky thing, and that's how you open and shut it. But it's all caught up. This one didn't take so long. This only took about 30 minutes, whereas the passenger side, the first one I did, that one took me like 2 hours. It's okay. So we got that one. And this one is the same way. This is the passenger side, all blacked out, cleaned up, brand new. So, looks good with the glass in it, all cleaned up like that. So it's what, 7:30ish right now in the evening. I've been going at it since about 7. I lost a couple hours because of the windshield guy, or the glass guy came up with the windshields out. The owner was here obviously to watch, but so we will start back up on the morning. And since I'm waiting for, see if I can fix that vent window cranky thing on the passenger side, I'm going to switch gears and see if I can get all the glass back in on the driver's side door. Maybe some more seals, maybe some more weather strippings, I don't know. We shall see in the AM. So until tomorrow morning.
Good morning, guys. So we're on day 2 on the window glass stuff. So yesterday or last night I did order the little vent window regulator for the passenger side. So how the doors go together, the vent window goes in first, and then the glass behind it, and then you adjust it all from there. So I'm gonna work on the driver's side. So I did move the car over from where it was back underneath the booth. 1, I like the lighting under here, and 2, I can direct my fan right on me because it's hot as heck here in Florida. So what I did was I lubed up the tracks, so now that opens up freely. You probably see the wetness going on right there from the lube. I'm going to put the vent window in, set that up not permanently, but not adjusted because you know how the window is curved like that. So you have to forward and aft or whatever for that, and then that's when you set it up in the back with the regulator or the track in the back. So I'm hoping I remember how all this goes back together. I may have to go back and look at the video of me taking it all apart in order for me to put it all back together correctly. That being said, I did not paint the inside where all the bolts attach, so I still have all the witness marks of taking everything apart. I figured that was kind of smart, whereas the corridor window back there, I sprayed paint on it to show me exactly where to put everything out. And even then, with the new seals and stuff like that, it still needs to be adjusted. But you kind of do that after you get everything all closed up, and with this, there's a rubber seal that goes up there, and then one that comes down here. So we'll figure all that as we go. But I'm going to drop the vent window in. I have my baggie with vent window parts. I'm going to kind of set you up over here a little bit. We'll point you down so maybe you can see some of this, how to put this stuff back together. All right, we'll get into this now. Like I said, I just have the vent window sitting in there, but before I kind of tighten it down, I'm going to make sure that the fender welt fits, or I'm sorry, the door sweep fits. Fits in perfect. Just have to drill a small hole right here and put one screw there, but it's got the clips just like the back, so we're good. So the whole key with this is to get all the bolts started. Don't tighten one thing down and then go and tighten another thing. Just get them all started, and that way you still have room to wiggle it around once you get the regular glass. Little tip there. So I'm popping the rear track out of the way because I don't want to scratch anything. So this, I think, will be easier if I put the window in and then creep up the rear track up into it, because the roller has to go in this way, but it doesn't quite match where I'm trying to put it in, and I just don't want to scratch anything. So I marked all where the bolts go, and that way when I get the glass, I can just kind of feed it up in there and then feed it up onto the track, and hopefully that'll make that a lot easier to go in. Okay, so I figured it out. This track that I moved out of the way, there's a little stop in there. I don't remember taking it out, but I must have. I had to have in order to get the glass out. So I had to take that stop out, pull it out the top, because that's how the grooves are. Once this all goes back into place, then you put the stop back in, and then you tighten it up, right where I witness marked it, and now I got to put the stop in the front of the door. Once you cycle the window up and down a couple times, it'll adjust that front how it needs to be this way and this way. And then once it's all the way rolled up, that vent window comes into exactly where it needs to be, and you tighten it all down. So I'll swing you around and show you. Okay, so I loosened up these two and this one right here, and this gets this track out of the way. So this right here is the stop. So you have to take the bolt out, and then there's like a little keyway, and you slide it up and out the top. And then as you slide the roller down in there and get it all the way down, then you put the keyway back in, and then you can tighten it back up. So over here in the front, actually let me roll down the window. So right there is the other stop. So it hits on the top here, so this part doesn't come up any higher. Right here, so right there is a Phillips head screwdriver, Phillips head that screws into the glass from this track. So the track has to slide right in there. So once it goes in between these two grooves, you tighten that down. And then there is also one in the front, right there. You tighten that down. And then once you cycle the window all the way up a couple times, make sure that it rolls up and down nicely. I do hear a little bit of going on inside here, so I'm going to try to spray all in there. But once this comes as far forward as the window needs it to be, then you tighten these two down right there. This one has a little flathead, so you can screw it into the back. It has a backing plate on this long bolt right here. I did when I painted the black frames, paint did get on these two to show me exactly where I needed to be in and out, right? So once you get that all right, and then it had witness marks here where it needed to be this way. But if you have it sort of not tight, but enough that you can wiggle it a little bit, when you roll the window up and down, it'll seat the glass inside that long, the brand new felt that's in there, right? So that makes this operational. And you can actually adjust how down, how you want the window to stop. You can adjust it to here, a little lower. It's really up to you and how you set that one on that side, right? But there we go. And then this right here controls your wing window. There we go. See? Doop. And then locks it back into place. Oh, I gotta get that off. There we go. Whoa. So, honestly, this kind of stuff right here is really like, this is the fun part for me. Because after months of hard work, taking it apart, making it look like a big old pile of junk, you take a minute and slowly, I do it slowly, start putting it all back together. Clean glass, all the parts all just shined up real nice. I mean, really, that's what it's about. Because the only thing that's left after all this is back together is just run some polish over it. And that's it. So we're getting close. I won't have that other vent window regulator until next week to do the passenger side, but It won't take very long to do that. All right. So this slides in, and then that little guy right there is actually good like that. Holds it into place. Let me show you what I had to do real quick. So on this part of the track right here, you can see where the old witness marks were originally with all the old stuff that was up in here. Well, it brought it away from the sweep about a ½ inch. So all you do is you just loosen these two up, and then you push that glass track so it's up against that, and then tighten it back up. So that's how you can control the back like that. So it had to go closer because there was too much of a gap right here. But yeah, so that's what I had to do. I loosened that up, moved that forward. Bob's your uncle. It's back. So I think that's pretty awesome. That's a good solid door right there. So now you just kind of go around with all the glasses in. We go around and make tweaks to that quarter glass so it lines up. So right there, it's a little off. So this glass has to move forward in the front, right here. So it makes a nice positive seal. And to do that, you kind of play with the inside. There's little adjusters on the inside to make this whole part either do this way, and then in the back, there's ones that can raise it up and back that way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out that upper seal that goes right along that top, fit that in. I don't know if it's a press fit or if I have to, that stupid 3M weather stripping glue. I hate that stuff. You saw it when I was doing the truck seals for the door, which eventually I just kind of took them off because they just keep, it's a really horrible product. I'm sure people can get them to work, and they work pretty good for a little bit, but anything that's a constant back and forth, forget it. So I'm gonna run upstairs and get that seal. Be right back. So here's the seal. So it looks like it just kind of pops into place. They don't say right or left. But if I'm looking at it, I would say that that would probably be towards the back. But there's a hole for a screw. Yeah, I don't feel any place for a screw hole. And then there's like this little guy right here, like a catch.
So up in the front, there is a little hole. So maybe that's where that goes. Let me just look at the other side. Yep. Okay. So this goes towards the front. The other side, there's 3 holes clearly visible. This side, it looks like I have to drill 2 of them out because of maybe some screws broke. I know I didn't take any screws out of it. It was just already coming apart. So now it's just figuring out which side is which side. Okay. So they have these little push pins. So they're not screws at all. They're just tiny little push pins that are kind of like threaded. So they just push in. So give me a minute to figure this out and then I'll be right back. This is the thing, it's like when I took all this apart, it just kind of like fell apart. That's why we're getting all new seals and everything. So sometimes the amazingness of putting it back together is figuring out where all these pieces go and how they go, right? All right. So it does make a difference which side is which side. So the original one I had in my hand is for the passenger side. And now I got the one that I need on the driver's side. So let me clear out those holes so I can push the pins through and then start feeding it up. It does look like it locks into the channel. Up here in this corner, it did have some goop, like some dum-dum stuff, kind of like the butyl rubber stuff up in that corner, maybe because it's a bend. But yeah, that's the only place that had that. Everywhere else it just kind of locks in. So that's how you feed them in. I know it's going to be hard to see. Alright guys, so we have the seal in up on top and it is cut to fit. If I didn't cut that off, the piece would actually come all the way down to about here. So that's good. Like I said, it's for an A-body car. So these seals and stuff are made to fit different years. But anyway, so right here was a gap about 1/8 of an inch right through there. So I had to take the quarter glass and move it out. So in order to do that, you can see it. So that screw, that bolt, and then there's another bolt right here. You can see the amount I had to move it forward to loosen that up, and that got the window out, right? And now she shuts a little tough because now she's got all new seals, but it's solid. And we're all positive seal all the way around there, all the way back, and then down that way. So I think the little goopy stuff that was up in this corner was put in maybe because it was hanging down. I don't know, but it doesn't need it. It just locks into that channel. Okay, so that part is settled out. The glass door handles back in, locks back in. I'm gonna put the mirror on real quick and then we'll be right back with that. But just wanted to tell you how I had to adjust that glass. So here's the mirror. It's a pretty generic mirror. It says it's for Camaro 67 Nova Chevelle El Camino side view mirror universal. So it's a GM restoration part. He bought these, he said, like years ago at a swap meet. I did mock this side up because he only wanted a driver's side, but he's got two of them. So I was like, hey man, why don't we just put the other one on? And he goes, okay, we'll put the other mirror on. I mean, it's nice to be able to see both sides, I feel. And it looks pretty cool, right? And so I didn't mock up the other one yet. So there's no holes drilled into the door yet, due to the fact that the vent window wasn't in when he decided to go with that mirror on that side. So this one I mocked up while the vent window was still in back a while ago, so I knew it would clear the mirror. So I'll have to do that once I get the other side all back together. So it's just generic 2 screws. We put the base down, which is this, and then through here there's a screw that goes into that and then tightens into there. And it's, like I said, it's pretty generic. So I'll pop this on real quick. There's the mirror. All right, next thing on the list, that chrome trim piece along the top, right there. So I just tapped it right there, just to make sure that it was where I needed it. So now we just very slowly tap it back on, because it's like a big C-clip, and you just lock the top, and then you just tap it. And I'm going to use my hand. I do have my rubber mallet here, but I'm going to try not to use the rubber mallet. So let's see. Just slow tap, tap, tap. And then I'm going to try to get this piece on after the fact. It kind of sets over it all. So I just had to open up those a little bit so it'll fit over it. Excellent. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up this weekend. We got pretty much the driver's side all wrapped up with all the chrome, glass, weather stripping. I got the windshield weather stripping done, or chrome, and back window done. The back window, the piece, when I took it out, it was full of like silicone and stuff. If you look back, like to the very first video when I started working on that, so that chrome piece in the back on this one corner that was full of stuff, that's sticking out like that much around the corner. I'm not happy about it, but I think that the whole chrome piece on this side is kind of bent. When you start trying to move around that chrome trim, it's so flimsy, sometimes it can in the wrong spot, at the wrong place, wrong time, and then you're really like screwed on that one. So I'm going to get with the owner on that, what he wants to do. I mean, it's not very hard to just pop that off if he does get a new piece, or if he says, yeah, go ahead and try it, then I'll try it and see how I can get it to bend back without hopefully breaking. Right. So anyway, so that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with me as I put this thing back together. And then we will see you next week. And yeah, go out and build something cool. Catch you on the next one. Bye.